What's up, guys? This is a video I've been meaning to do for a while now. So I just want to discuss real quick what I think the two main problems with the current Mario Kart Wii community are. I think the first problem is the lack of resources for low level and new players to improve. Like, you have your basic tutorials out there, all that. But I think there's not enough still. It's hard to find. And for players who want to improve, it can be difficult to find the resources in order to improve at the game. What I mean by this is that for tier 5 players and above, things they take for granted, like, I don't know, trick boost priority, shit like that, how to optimize your tricks, all that knowledge, sure you get it by playing the game a lot, but knowledge that we take for granted might not already be known by lower level players. And I think if we want to make, like, if we want the community to improve as a whole, I think we need to make that process of being able to improve at the game easier, have more resources, more tutorials explaining game mechanics. Doesn't have to be too in depth. You could have videos explaining basic stuff, and I think it would be still very efficient because right now I don't think we have anything to that effect. So, you get CTGP, you start playing tier 1, and how do you get out of tier 1? Sure, you have tutorials out there, basic tutorials like Arkantel and all that, but I don't mind Arkantel as a person, but we all know that he's not the best at the game. It's no offense to him, obviously. I like all of his stuff, but explaining stuff in detail, how to how to optimize your driving and all that. Sure, he has some tutorials about that, but let's just say that he takes a very shallow approach to all of them. It's just here, you do this like this, and that's it. So I think basically knowing why something is fast is just equally as important as knowing that it is fast. So like by knowing why it's fast, you can apply it to like other tracks, like other parts of MKW, and experiment by yourself and find out if it works or not. And I think that's one of the best ways to improve is experimenting with things that work at most places, and then by experimenting you learn where it doesn't work and all that stuff. So yeah, I think in order to like streamline the process of being able to improve at the game, we need basic game tutorials that talk about the mechanics of the game. We cannot afford to take anything for granted when it comes to that. Like, well, I'm gonna try to make videos about all the basic stuff that people might not know about. Like, you would be surprised if you talk to lower level players, the amount of knowledge that you take for granted that is just not present. For example, I was talking to some guy streaming tier 1, and he didn't know that trick boost takes priority over shroom boost. So, just little things like that that a lot of people assume that everyone knows, but like why would you know? Like who told you that? Like you know because you played a lot, but playing a lot, sure, it works for some people, but I think for other people, optimizing their time of practice is also really important in order to improve. Like spamming tier 1 is good and all, but without the game knowledge, in order to improve, it's gonna be pretty hard because you're just gonna be repeating the same mistakes over and over. And it's pretty rare that you see like a top level player in a tier 1 stream. Like sometimes I try to watch as many Mogi players as I can on Twitch. So I watch a lot of tier 3, tier 2, tier 1, and you would be the differences are drastic, obviously, from the tier 5. But I think that's due in part to the lack of resources, because yeah, lounge is cool and all, but you need to do stuff outside of lounge in order to improve, I think, and that's you practicing in time trials, obviously, all of that. So yeah, I think that's one of the main issues when it comes to like the stagnation of tier 5 is because we don't have an influx of new players because they just don't have the tools to improve. That's I mean, that's on us, the top players, to make resources available, obviously. But yeah, I'm gonna try to work on some videos covering basic stuff in order to allow the lower level players to improve drastically. Now, obviously, practice is also very important. Like, I can make all the videos in the world, but you know, if people don't play and don't play to improve, then there's not much I can do. But I think that's just not the case. People want to improve, but they don't have the resources to do so, and so we see improvement, but it's very slow. That's the problem. I think if you start playing MKW, you know, you start playing Lounge, you should see because the worse you are at a game, the easier it is to improve. The easier it is to improve, and you're gonna see like really fast improvement if you actually want to improve. And I think most people want to. It's just like yeah, like I said many times already, they don't have the resources to do so. So yeah, I'm gonna try to work on that with some you know, basic video tutorials for all aspects of MKW. Really, track specific tutorials, generic tech, uh, you know, videos that might already exist, but like there's no like real place to find them. Like they're all like they're all over YouTube, and most of them are not even that accurate, honestly. Sure, knowing how to do something is one thing, but like knowing where to apply it is another, and that's one thing that I want to encourage people to do in my videos. Is just because I showed you this works here doesn't mean it works everywhere, and you know, stuff like that. Which brings me to my other point. Once you're good, like what is there to do in the game? And I think that's also a big issue right now, and why we see like very little activity at the top of the top is because once you get good, once you've been playing the game for years, like people like Casper, TK, Sean, all of them, like they feel like they have nothing to prove to anyone. And I mean, I guess that's fair. They've played for a while and they've won a lot of things. Yeah, those kind of players, like, they feel like they don't have any reason to play because, like, there's no stakes. Like, there's no stakes at all. Like, sure, there's lounge, there's grandmaster to get, but like, that's not enough. It's just a solo queue, really. Like, what we need is actual stakes for top players to compete against each other, and like storylines, make it exciting, all of that. But for that we need like a constant flow of tournaments, which we just don't have right now. Like the last free for all tournament it's been like ages. I don't even remember the last one. I think that's another big problem, and why we see very little activity at the top. And obviously the solution is what I just said, is get a lot of tournaments going, maybe even a league of some sort, for you know, Mogies or free for alls. I'm a big fan of free for alls, and I think Mario Kart's always been meant to be played solo. But yeah, a circuit, maybe a free for all circuit could garner some interest. I don't know. But what we need right now is stakes, and MMR is just not a big enough stake. People already laugh at Lounge nowadays because oh, look at this guy, he got diamond, blah blah blah. That guy got master, he doesn't deserve it. Like all that stuff. And yeah, what that leads to is people like top players who don't play talking down on people who do play because, oh, you're just winning against scrubs, like your wins are not legit because you didn't beat me. If I can relate this to Melee in some kind, Armada retired. It would be like if Armada started talking shit on Mango for winning tournaments because he's not there. Like that doesn't make any sense. Like if you're not playing, you have no right to like shit on people who are playing and winning stuff because yeah, they are winning against the competition that's there. If you feel like you're better than them, then just play and prove it. But yeah, that's one thing that top players are not doing right now. Like they feel like they have some kind of entitled. Yeah, it feels like top players are just entitled. Well, it might not be the case, but that's what it feels like in some kind of way. But yeah, what we need right now for top players are stakes in order to bring excitement back to the game. I think like some tournaments. I plan on hosting a tournament. I'm gonna have more details with that soon, and near the end of the launch season in September or something. But yeah, what we need right now is I know I'm repeating myself a lot, but what we need is stakes tournaments. That comes to the launch staff to organize some tournaments. But yeah, that leads me to my other point concerning top players who are inactive. What that leads to is the top level of play is not improving. If you look at the best player from 2018, can we confidently say that the best player from 2018, or well, not necessarily the best player, but like the skill ceiling from 2018, is it the same as right now in 2022? And if the answer is yes, or even remotely close to yes, then that's a big issue, because I think we should constantly see the ceiling being pushed by our top players. That's healthy for the game. But I think right now we're not really seeing that. People are gonna meme and say, "Oh, MK, we've been playing it for a decade and all that." But I don't think that's true. There's still a lot of cool things to implement and all of that. And I think that's on our top players to do that. You know, coming with new strategies, new ideas, all that. Some things that might not even seem obvious and all that, but I think that's hurting the game. I think it might not seem like it right now, but I think in the long term, a stagnant skill ceiling is not that good for the game because it could demotivate new players to be like, oh, once I reach this level, there's no point playing because I'm gonna be perfect at the game. When I don't think that's ever gonna be true. MKW I think is like unsolvable. Like sure you can have optimal decisions in this or this situation, but I think there's always new ideas, new things to try because there might be some crazy new thing that we might not have even thought about because we just haven't tried it yet. So yeah, I think a stagnant ceiling is bad for the game. That comes down to our top players being inactive is my point. And why are they inactive? Because of the lack of stakes, as I stated earlier. So yeah, I think those are the main two problems in the community right now. There are definitely some ways we can address those. I'm gonna try my best to address the lack of resources issue by creating videos that cover the very basics of MKW. And then, you know, going little by little more in depth in order to help the newer and low-level players. And yeah, stakes, I can't do it alone. I'm not going to host a tournament every weekend. I can't really do that. That comes down to our community leaders, lounge staff, war staff. But yeah, organizing tournaments I think is extremely important for the future of the game because yeah, sure, streaming lounge is cool and all, but it doesn't even compare to streaming a tournament. And you know, streaming a tournament generates hype, it generates viewership, it generates like some semblance of esports. But yeah, I think creating tournaments and having stakes is very important to keep our top players interested and active. And any game that has top players not playing is just not gonna last long, I don't think. So yeah, I think those are the main two problems. So just wanted to make a quick video. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching. Feel free to discuss. This video is meant to start a discussion about you know, potential solutions and other problems. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys Monday for more Mogi. Bye bye.